13,000 hours, kindergarten to 12th grade. When do they talk about leverage? When do they talk about the efforts of other people? You know why wealthy people have their children hang out with other wealthy children? Because they talk about these things. So when you take them to the National Convention, you're now breaking that mental chain of conditioning to think in a certain way. It's easy to get rich in America because no one's trying. Folks, if tonight this was a job at FedEx for $62,000 a year, they would be lined up to the street, waiting in line. How do I look? To make Fred Smith another $1 billion that his professor told him that was a stupid idea and it was never going to work. And Fred Smith, who started FedEx, would send his tax return to the professor that told him it was a bad idea. Here's my tax return. That's education. Now, I'm not here to break down education. Listen, it's important. Listen, I don't want a doctor that's not educated. I don't want a lawyer that's not. I'm talking about financial education. The National Convention radically changes people's outlook on themselves and radically changes the outlook on what they're doing. And they need shock therapy. We don't have time to wait 6 years for them to figure things out. You don't have time for people to wait 6 years to get this business and their family right. So you've got to have a conversation. Now, folks, the economy's on fire. People got money. Yes or no? Listen, they're paying for all kinds of nonsense. Go to people's houses, they got garages full of crap. I mean, literally, how many of you listen? I tell people this, when you die, your whole family wish you gave that crap away. Yeah. They're going to have to go pay $1,200 for the dumpster they should have had 2 decades ago. So put a little yard sale sign out there. Let's get rid of the crap. Let's go get you a couple $100. You can buy a plane ticket. Matter of fact, do 2 yard sales so you go first class. Because you know what first class feels like. Once you go first class, trust me, you're never going back. That's right. When you go first class, you're like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah. And then once you go private, when you go private, you're like, oh, I can talk on the phone the whole time? Oh my God. Right? So the point that I'm making, you've got to get them to invest in themselves. Listen, I took every dollar I made from ACN and stuck it back in ACN because ACN was my asset. So when I made $80 at ACN, it went right back into ACN. If I had somebody go, hey, you want to go to the convention? I can't. What's stopping you? $173? I'm not letting your dreams stop you for $173. Here's your dream is worth $173. I took Raman, the cab driver, who said no to ACN. His wife was negative, his friends were negative, he canceled his phone service. He said, I don't want to do ACN. We said, go to the National Convention. He said, if I go to the convention, it'll never bug me again. Never bug you again. Went to the National Convention, came out of the National Convention, went home. He told his wife, never bother me for 1 year. He said, I'm going to do ACN, because he walked into the convention. He spent 3 days learning what it was. And he said to his wife, what's the one thing you want? After 12 months, I'll give you anything you want. She said, I never want to cook again. He said, don't bother me for 12 months and you'll never cook again. He said, take a picture of me. She said, why? Because you're going to put it on the wall. And when your family comes over and says, where's your husband? You go right there. Because I'm going to run around and do ACN. 12 months into it, he went regional vice president. His wife never had to cook again. He was living in a tenement apartment in Jackson Heights, New York. My heart hurt going to do his meetings. That people have to live like that. And I can't help you if you don't pay $500. And I can't help you don't go to the convention. Today he has a pool in his house. In his house. When I met his son Afif, I said, what's your favorite car? He said, Yellow Cab. Because his dad was his hero. Just like you are the hero to your kids. They look to you. They want to be you. Do you know that? You are reproducing you in them. And so he wanted to be a Yellow Cab driver because his dad was his hero. 5 years later, I say to his son Afif, what kind of car do you want? Yellow Ferrari. Where do you think those boys are going to be in 20 years? Why? Because their dad went to the convention. Folks, let me tell you something. If he would ask his wife, he wouldn't win. If he'd asked his friends, he wouldn't win. Just like the people on your team, you got to push. Listen, you are a problem solver. I just had the number 2 ETO. Her name's Bethany. She said, I have an 8-month-old daughter. I can't go to the convention. I said, there's good news here. What? We don't charge 8 months old. So the $169, you don't have to pay for your daughter. She said, well, who's going to watch her? I will watch her. She brought her daughter to the convention, and I stood in the hallway with her 8-month-old daughter because I knew she wasn't going to win if she didn't go. She's now the number 2 ETO in the entire team right now. Because she went to the convention. So the folks, and I'm telling you that in her mind, she what? Couldn't go. She thought that was a problem. I can't go. I ain't a problem. I will figure that problem out. I will come up with a solution. I will make sure that we figure out what, and here's what I found. Bigger the problem, bigger the paychecks. Yeah. Listen, we've been conditioned from birth, when there's a problem, run. No, successful people run at problems. I've had, listen, I have Isaac Norwood, exploded in our team. He's Hasidic Jew. He can't, Friday nights, don't play. Shabbos comes, he's gone, right? Sun goes down, he runs, can't come out until Saturday night. So he thought he was going to get away. I can't go. Religion. I said, no problem. Saturday night, you get on the plane, and you fly to California from New York City. You come for one day. You only need one day. He flew, literally, overnight flight, got in at 8 a.m., took the Uber, got there. I stood outside the National Convention at 9 a.m. in the morning. I brought him in. He stood there. He went, oh my. He went from 9 in the morning till 12:30, right, till the meeting was over, and put 5,000 customers in that year. Now, you might have said, what? Oh, I get it. It's religion, can't come. No. You only need one day. You only need a couple hours. You don't, listen, he won when he flew across the country. Does that make sense? Listen, you know why people win to come to America? Because they leave their culture. They leave their language. They leave everything they know. They're going to win because there's no choice. Same thing with going to convention. Folks, whenever they sign up to go to the convention, they immediately start winning. Why? Because they're going to the convention. I'm serious about this thing. I'm flying across the country. You see your best friend, where you go? I'm going to San Jose, where Google started, where Facebook started, where everything big in this country started in the technology industry. I'm going to Mecca. And I am going to this land. And when I come back, let me tell you something. They are straight weapons because it's all here. Everything's right here. You win every battle right here. And you lose every battle right here. How many of you watched teams that were winning and all of a sudden their confidence got shook, right? And they started losing right here. You guys have what? You guys have the Patriots, what they did to Atlanta. Right? Isn't that the team, yep, right? Yep. They were blowing it out. People were leaving with beers at halftime. Oh, it's over. It ain't over. It ain't over. And then you saw it what? Start to change. And you saw what? They started losing right here. How do you lose? They lost right here. ACN does the same thing at our national convention. So tomorrow, we got to get people to go. Folks, you got to have 4 people to go. I don't care what you got to do to get them to go. Period. Listen, Mike and I, when we came into this, we needed to work. So we drew on the wall of our house. I'm sorry I'm going a little late tonight. So I'm sorry. Everybody's got to be, what's that called? I got another 4 minutes in with me, and I'm going to let you go. Fair enough? Yes. So Mike and I, we started figuring this out, the compensation plan. We need 4 legs. So I literally took a marker at my house, and I drew, you come to my house and you're writing on the wall. Who cares? $4 can of paint. So I drive, and this is us. We need 4 legs, right? So, okay, great. We took 1, 2, 3. We couldn't even get 4. We took all to the national convention with. First, we went by ourselves the first time. Big mistake. You know, Paula and Chris went with 26 people, right? How many did you take your first
13.
one? 13. How many customers you have?
3,000.
3,000. She's a freshman. 3,800. She's a freshman. First year, 1 year. Year anniversaries are coming up this month. 1 year. She took 13. Her downline took 26. Everybody see the duplication happening. So Mike and I, we did that. We went by ourselves the first time. I came back and like, oh my God, this is unbelievable, right? And nobody else thought it was unbelievable. Nobody else was excited. Nobody else wanted to do it. Just Mike and I. We're I got to do this. Oh, now it's happy hour. We're on the game. Blah, blah, blah. So we're like, we got to get them to go. So then we took 1, 2, 3 with us. They came back from the convention, bang, 200, 200, 200. What'd that make us? RD. On the wall, we drew it. Then we go, okay, we got to do better this next time. So we took the fourth person. Then we went back to the first person. You need 3 people. You need 3 people. You need 3 people. And we drew this out on the wall. And I was like a travel agent. I'm on there figuring it out. And listen, anytime I Google something, I start with cheap. I put cheap first. Cheap airline, cheap hotel, cheap car rental, cheap food. Does that make sense? What do I want? Cheap. And I'm literally like, look, and folks, I'm saving you time. This is the cheating. Listen, subsidize. I don't care what you got to do. You got to get them there. This means the world to their life and your future. So then we took all these people, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then they went to 200, 200, right? Everybody got 200. Oh, RDs, RD, 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 RDP. That's how we went RDP. Without a system. No close, no 72-hour call, no booking PBO. We didn't know any of that stuff. You know what we knew? Take 4 legs and have 3 people under those 4 legs and march them all in together, sit them all in together, and let them all experience the same thing together. And we left that national convention, became regional vice presidents. And listen, we got 2 things going for us. Number 1, everybody you talk to between now and June 21st, guess what you said? Dude, you have no idea how lucky you are. Because you're signing up in time to go to our convention. Because if you wait till July, and I met you in July, you'd have to wait months. And you know how much you would mess up over those months not being trained? How much pain you'll go through for those months? But because I met you in June, you can still go to the national convention. Did everybody hear what I just did? Now, can you pay the $4.99 in the plane ticket? You can't do both, buy the plane ticket. You can't do both. Why? Because they've got to invest in themselves. I'm telling you, does this help everybody tonight?
Yes.
Folks, I am telling you, if you do what I'm sharing with you to do, now some of you like to learn through pain.
No.
Some of you like, oh, next one, you know, I'm going to get it right the next one. Go buy yourself this one, and then you go, what was I thinking, right? But I was a travel agent, still am today. I get hotel rooms for people. If Airbnb started when I was in this thing, in the beginning where you are right now, I'd have 90 people in a 10-bedroom place. What do you expect from you? You know what I mean? Like, I got a place for it. You don't have the money? That's all right. Now that place is going to be a drawer. This isn't about laying on a king-size bed, right? This is about us learning how to buy the hotel. This is about us learning wealth-based principles. So again, drew it out, cheap airline, cheap hotel, Airbnb. I would just figure that all out. I'd bring everybody with me. And let me tell you something, guys. You're in the beginning of this ID theft protection. Like, you got no idea. My hairs stand up in my arms when I think about it. How many of you do meetings where you ask people, does anyone know someone that knows somebody had their identity compromised? And every hand goes up, yes or no? And you know what they find out? The police are not here to take care of the victims. That's not their job. Their job is to find a criminal. The problem is the criminal's in China. That's the problem. Period. So now they all the stress, all the letters, all the nonsense, all the time they have to do to try to figure out how to get all that stuff taken care of because somebody took their information because they had a data breach at a hospital because they want your kids social because your kids don't run their social until they're 18, right or wrong? Right. These criminals go out and they can just become them. So folks, you are sitting at the beginning of this. At the beginning of this, you just need distribution. You can't be the only one in your team talking about this. You know what? McDonald's became successful because they have 31,000 stores. You got to think the way they're thinking. We're hitting this thing at the right time. Like, trust me, I've been waiting my whole career to sell something nobody has. Up until this point, I've sold things you've already had. So guess what? I was taking you from one company to another. Now I'm taking you from nothing to something. That means you don't even have it. So understand the timing that you're in right now. Good luck sleeping tonight. I haven't had a good night's sleep in 17 years.
Oh, wow.
When I was broke, I woke up tired. Right? I used to go to bed tired, wake up tired. Why? Because I had no future, nothing to get excited about. I just lay in bed 10 hours of sleep. Right now, it's like my dreams aren't as good as my reality. I couldn't even dream this good when I was dreaming. So all I'm here to tell you is, number one, you got some great leaders.
All those RDs that stood up, man, listen, you got the best of the best. You got Jeff and Melissa. You got some incredible